talk about tillers just for a minute. This is my little yard machine tiller. This is a front tine tiller, and one of the reasons I like front tines, as I'm going to show y'all here in a few minutes as I'm tilling up this little spot behind my house, why I like front tines, is that you have two types of tillers. This type are where the tines are directly underneath the motor. The motor's weight pushes down on the tines and helps them dig into the ground. The other type of tiller is that the tines are back here where these wheels are. So what happens is that you have to push down. You have to provide more, your body weight and your upper body strength has to push down on the tines to make them dig in. Well, and also these wheels back here, they provide a couple of grooves for the seed and the fertilizer to go into. But anyway, you have your choke right here. You have your throttle right here, and you have your pull rope right here. And how you crank this, now this tiller has not been cranked in, oh golly, 6 months, 8 months, and I pulled it out of the shed, pulled on it 3 times, and it cranked. Let's give it a whirl. That's all there is to it. Instead of pulling back, because it's pulling against that part right there, you should, but whenever you pull forward like this, you want to make sure that the tines don't engage and run over your feet, but there's a safety catch right here. This is how you engage the tines. Hang on just a minute. Give this thing another whirl. Well, let me get set up and we'll start doing some busting up this little area right here. What we have here is a bucket of different types of fertilizer. We have some ash with little pieces of wood that come out of the barbecue pit, and some commercial fertilizer, and we have some bone meal that we're going to be adding. And what I like to do is give these plants as much different types of nutrients as I can. And the ashes help provide trace minerals. At least that's what I've heard. The commercial fertilizer will dissolve rather quickly. Now, I'm spreading this in kind of thick because I'm going to till it in. These are butter potatoes. Big word. Butter potatoes. And see the eye right there. If y'all seen, I made a video about cutting these 2-3 weeks ago. So what we do is you're going to take these, clear out a little spot. We just got finished tilling this up. We're going to take that eye, I'm going to put it in the ground like that, cover it up. But notice that we still have to rake this dirt up here. These potatoes should be planted, from what I've been told, from what I've seen, about 3 inches down under the surface, about the width of your hand. And they need to be planted about 2 foot apart. Now this ain't no 2 foot, but I'm expecting a certain amount of these potatoes to fail. So I'm going to plant them a little bit closer together. If they make, fine. If they don't, fine. But potatoes like that have one sprout coming out of them, don't worry about cutting them. Just plant the whole thing. Just plant the whole thing with that eye pointing up, and then we'll come in and we will rake. Well, I'll get to that here in a minute. Now remember, I have never used this spot behind my house to garden. I've always used some raised beds, but this year I'm going to go ahead and put them in the ground, because busting up the ground is a whole lot cheaper than raised beds. Alrighty. Freaking roots running everywhere. Hang on. Alright. Like that potato, it's only got one eye on it. Somebody asked me, on one of the videos I was doing, somebody asked me, why don't you just cut the potato that has the eye on it, and the other side wait until it sprouts? Well, whenever you cut it, you only have a certain amount of time and it's going to start to rot. So, if it's not sprouting, don't worry about it. And even if it does start, where did I plant that last one at? Anyway, even if it does start sprouting, you need to get your potatoes in the ground pretty soon. I don't have time to wait another month for them to start. Put the eye up, just like that. And work to the row. Tiller. Hang on just a second. Tiller out of the way. Plant that eye up. The thing about the potatoes, you have to have all the rocks and everything else out of the ground, or else it will produce a deformed potato. And there it is. Now, let's use the rake. Go on, cat. Go, other side. Roots, and more roots. That's where I cut a tree down. There's a bush down earlier. Oh, jeez. 4 vines. And there we go. And now we have a row of butter potatoes put down.
Taters.
Taters. That's right, good taters.
Meat and taters.
And meat and taters. And in a few months, hopefully, God willing, we'll have some potatoes. Now I've got some new skin, Irish potatoes, new potatoes.
Red skin.
Red skin, that's it. Anyway, about to bust up another row right here beside this one and put down another row of potatoes. And that's all that we're planting is 2 rows of potatoes. Then we're going to plant some squash, zucchini, radishes next month. And that's going to be further over that way. Alright, thanks for your time.